Hi, my name is Bob Vance with Home Remodeler SEO, and on this video I really want to give you a deep explanation of our strategy and what we bring to the table as a company if you want us to handle your internet marketing strategy for you. Now, maybe you've seen one of our webinars or even attended one of our events, or perhaps you've already talked to someone on our team and been exposed to our testimonials or our case studies, how we've helped other contractors and remodeling companies improve their presence online and significantly increase the number of calls and the number of leads that they're getting from the internet. And so maybe now you're to the point where you say, you know what, I am interested in potentially having you guys do this for me. I want to partner with you and have you take my internet marketing strategy to the next level. And that is what this video is for. This isn't going to be an educational video. It's really going to be to explain to you exactly what we will do as a company to help you take your online marketing strategy to the next level, all with the goal of helping you increase your sales, improve your online reputation, drive more calls, more leads, and profitability for your company, and improve the amount of repeat business that you're getting, all as a function of your online marketing strategy. And for us here at Home Remodeler SEO, your online success really starts with your website. We feel like whether you've got a fantastic website that you have invested tens of thousands of dollars in, or you've got a basic templated 3-page website, in any event, we're going to need to get into your domain, we're going to need to get into that website, and either develop a new version of the website for you, or if you're in the case where you've already made a really nice site, we're going to need to be able to take up where you left off and really take things to the next level in terms of optimizing your website for maximum conversions. And the reason I say that we really feel it all starts with your website is because a typical custom home builder or remodeling website that we're seeing in today's environment has between 3 and 5 pages. Home, about us, our services, maybe a specials page, and then a contact us page. And that's about the extent of it. And what we found is within the construction and remodeling industry, there are a lot of different things that you do, and there are a lot of sub-markets that you operate in. And if you want to rank on Google, on Yahoo, on Bing, when someone is typing in those services in the areas that you serve, you have to have pages for each one of those services in each one of those submarkets. We need to get into the website and develop that content and optimize it so that you can rank well in the search engines. The fact is, there are a lot of different things people are typing in, and I've just got a brief list up here. But we're talking about keywords like remodeler, remodeling, home remodeling. And when you go deeper than that, you've got basement remodeling, kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, room additions. And so I just give these keywords as an illustration that if you want to rank for all of these different things in the cities that you operate in, you're going to need to have pages for each one of those sub-services on your website, and unique content speaking specifically about that specific service. There are a lot of different keyword combinations, and you have to have a content strategy built into your website if you're going to really maximize your exposure for those different keyword combinations. So as I was saying before, a typical remodeling website has home, about us, services pages, maybe a page for specials, and then a contact page. But a really strong website has pages for each and every single one of your services that you offer and each and every one of the sub-cities that you operate in. We find that the typical remodeling companies serve between 25 and say a 50-mile radius. And so there's going to be an anchor city, the main city that you serve, but then there are a lot of little sub-cities and sub-towns, the suburbs that you operate in as well. So we know that we want to build pages for each one of those sub-cities combined with remodeler and combined with remodeling, more keywords, et cetera, if we're going to maximize the opportunity in terms of people that are looking for your services, getting into your website and potentially calling your office when they're ready to hire your services. And so just some visual illustrations of it. We talk about services. We don't want to just have a page that says we do this and this, that, and the other. We want to have a specific page for each single one of the services on your website. And this is just a visual representation of that. And when we talk about the sub-city strategy, we want to have pages for each one of the sub-cities and each one of the sub-markets that you operate in. So we might have just a services area tab on your website that links to those various sub-cities and sub-towns that you operate in. And the key here, and where we see it done wrong so often, is those sub-city pages have to be unique. So sub-city 1 and sub-city 2 can't be the same with the only change being the city. You have to write completely different and completely authentic, original pages that speak to that specific town. And so that is one of the things our team spends a lot of time doing, is trying to make sure that we write unique content for all of your services and all of those sub-cities and sub-markets that you operate in. And each one of those services pages now has to be optimized for the search engines. And you can browse our website or videos or attend one of my webinars if you want to get into the technical nitty-gritty on how to optimize a page in terms of the title tags and H1 tags and the content that's on the page. But ultimately, we need to make sure that we've got our keywords that we're focusing on in this title tag, in the H1 tag, and then we have to write unique content using various target keywords. By unique content, I mean it has to be completely different on your page and on your website than any other remodeling or construction contracting type website that is out there on the internet. And so now that we have our website structure in place, the website is built up and we've got our content strategy in place. We've got pages for each one of your services and pages for each one of your cities, and all of that is unique and is optimized correctly with the right title tags and H1 tags and unique content. The next step is we've got to make sure that the website is compelling so that it can convert well. By convert well, I mean we want to make sure when somebody gets to your website, because of our SEO efforts, it's as compelling as possible so that they take the next step to pick up the phone and call your office. So for us, our company name, Home Remodeler SEO, will indicate that we just care about getting you ranked in the search engines. But it's really, truly much more important than you getting calls. You're getting leads and that you're growing your business. So we take it much further than just focusing on search engine optimization alone. Some of the things that we like to do from a conversion optimization perspective is to make sure that we've got your phone number at the top of every page of your website. Statistics tell us that when someone gets to your website and they're browsing around, their eyes naturally gravitate to this area over here on your website, that top right corner. So having your phone number in that area maximizes the potential that they're going to pick up the phone and call your office. We want to make sure there's a web form on every page of your website. A web form is just a place where they can type in their name, their phone number, and a brief description of their situation. So whether they've landed on the kitchen remodeling page, or the bathroom remodeling page, or the room additions page, why make them take 3 extra steps, the About Us page or the Contact page? Give them a place where they can quickly take the next step and enter their information so that they can contact you. We also like to leverage the social media profiles on your website. We found that the more behind-the-scenes information that they can get about you and about your company and feel comfortable that you are authentic, that you're going to treat them right, and that you really are, the higher probability that they're going to feel comfortable and contact your office based on what they've seen on your website. In that same vein, we like to leverage authenticity, real pictures of the owner of your company, your staff, your office, your trucks, your equipment, because the more we can infuse the real personality of your company into the website, the more people feel comfortable and the higher the conversion rate on your website is going to be. And we have seen this happen time and time again when we take a generic vanilla website and we put pictures of the real people on it, the conversion rates skyrocket. So if we can drive 10 people to your website and only get one call, that's not so great. That's a 10% quick to call ratio. Leveraging some of these strategies, we have been able to double that. And just getting that same 10 visitors, if we can drive 2 calls from that, that makes a total difference in the impact that your online marketing strategy has. We want to spend a lot of time really focusing on the conversion elements on your website to maximize the profitability and the effectiveness of the campaign. And so just another example, every page we have on your website, we want to make sure there is unique, compelling content that speaks to the hot buttons, speaks to the issues that consumers are having when they get to that page, and of course, have a call to action. So many times you get to remodeling or contracting website and it says a bathroom remodeling page, for instance. It talks specifically about bathroom remodeling. It talks about the different options, but it never tells you what to do next. Of course, if you want to tell them to pick up the phone and schedule an appointment or a click here button to have somebody from our staff contact them immediately, we want to make sure we have all those things thought through on just about every page of your website. The other critical element from a conversion perspective is mobile optimization. More and more people are getting to your website via mobile devices today than they are coming from desktop computers. When somebody is starting to hatch ideas for contractors they're going to be looking for, they're typically going to take out their smartphone, their iPhone or their Android, and get on your website. That way, while they kill time at work or waiting for the kids, whatever it may be, the answer is, statistics tell us that more and more people are getting onto the internet via their mobile phones for the services you provide, more so than users coming from their desktop computers. So we need to make sure that you have the completely mobile optimized version of your website so that they can quickly get the information that they need, that they can tap a button and be dialing straight to your office without having to copy it down and redial it from their phone, potentially while it's not very convenient for them as they're trying to navigate their phone and probably some other multitasking that they're doing. And so these are the type of things that we want to be thinking about in order to make sure that your website is set up for conversion. Remember, conversion is when we can get people coming to your website to take the next step, take the next action, which is to pick up the phone and dial you. That's when the revenue starts to come in and where you can maximize the potential of your website. The next really important piece of the equation is Google Maps optimization. Google Maps is one of the main places people look when they want to find your remodeling services. We've talked about setting up your website and optimizing it for the search engine and putting the right elements in place for conversion. What we need to do in order to make sure that you're ranking on the map in your market, so there are basically 3 core elements that go into getting ranked well in the Google Maps listing. The first is having a claimed and optimized Google Maps listing. And we do that at Google My Business. And there are some steps that we follow to ensure that we have claimed your listing and that it is optimized correctly. Of course, we follow a lot of Google's best practices and guidelines, as well as practices that we have developed as a company, and also share these in our blogs and in ongoing seminars and training series that we have put together. But these are little things that we do to make sure that Google knows exactly what your name, address, and phone number is so that you can rank well in the Google Maps listings. The second critical element for getting ranked in the Google Map listing is having consistency in your name, address, and phone number. NAP they call it. And so when Google tries to determine who is going to be ranked in the map in your area that you serve, and we know there's probably another 150 or even 200 other contractors and remodeling companies right in your city. So Google has a challenge. Who should be in spot A, who should be in spot B, and who should be in spot C in their 3-pack listing. And so their algorithm is set up so that when they want to serve the most relevant companies, the most authoritative companies, and so they are looking at how often is your company referenced, not just on Google Maps, but on other places on the internet. Are you referenced on yp.com? Are you referenced on Angie's List? Are you referenced on City Search? There are about 300 popular online directory listings, hundreds of other lesser directories, and the more Google finds you in those various places, the more authoritative they deem you to be, and we found that it has a major impact on your rankings. So as a part of our process, we're going to make sure that you are in all those major directory listings with consistency of your name, address, and phone number. One of the big things people miss out on is that there are a lot of directories, but they've used tracking numbers, or they have used a different name or a different address or some permutation of any of those 3 variants: name, address, and phone number. When you have that, what happens is you have fragmentation, where you might be in 350 different online directories, but because you are listed differently, you only have 17 of this version of your name, address, and phone number, and 33 of this name, address, and phone number version. And so you do not get the true value for that citation across the web. So what we do is spend a lot of time finding that inconsistency, making sure it is uniform so you get the authority that you deserve. The third critical element for getting ranked in the Google Maps is online reviews. You have to have reviews from real customers from your true service area. We found that companies that have more reviews are obviously more authoritative and hence start to rank better in the Google Map listings. We want to put a process in place to help you get real reviews from your real customers in your true service area. We have developed what we feel is the ultimate review automation process. This is a process that helps automate the way that you get requests from your customers, gather reviews from across the web, and post them in a centralized place on your website, create a live account of your online reviews, and alert you as new reviews are being posted. We have many ways that we help clients get more 5-star reviews online, including email campaigns, postcard mailings, and even a mobile check-in system that allows for follow-up for customers later via text or via email. Now, the next component of a successful digital marketing strategy is having a system in place for building and marketing your company's 5-star reputation. A key piece of our online reputation management system is that we want to make sure that we are showcasing the online reviews that you get. We actually implemented a tool that scours the web, and it goes to sites like Angie's List and City Search and yp.com and Google Maps and Facebook, and basically creates an account of all the online reviews that you have. So if you've got 13 reviews on Angie's List and maybe 17 on Google Maps and perhaps 33 more reviews on some other source, there's going to be a place on your website that has counted all those online reviews and showcases it for your customers to see. And on your review page of your website, there will be a list of all the reviews that you've received as a company, as well as what the source for that review is, so that consumers can click through to that review source, say it's Google, say it's Facebook, and actually see that those reviews are authentic reviews left by real customers for your company. It creates a great way for your customers who are just thinking of whether they want to contact you or not, to really get a sense that you really are a solid company and see what all the other customers are saying about you. One of the neat things that we have implemented in the review automation process is we've got to have some level of filtering. You don't want the reviews page on your website to be showcasing a 2-star review or a 1-star review from a disgruntled customer. You want to showcase the positive. Filtering gives us the ability to say, if it's 4 stars or higher, then we want that to be published on the website. We want that to be public. If it's less than that, if it's 2 stars or 3 stars even, then we want to know about it, but we don't necessarily want to publicize it on your website. So every time you get an online review of 4 stars or less, you will get an email that says, hey, you've just got a negative review. And then our team will be there for you to kind of help you map out how we can address this bad review, how you should respond to it, and what should be our next step in order to minimize the impact of that negative review. And of course, if it's 4 stars or higher, it will hit the website automatically, and we'll also post it on your social media profiles like Facebook and Twitter, so that you're sharing the good news. If you've got a 5-star review or higher, why not let the customers in your social media following know that you've got some great feedback from previous satisfied customers? All this works together to help you showcase the positive in a way that is going to improve your ranking on Google Maps, but also showcases the good feedback that you're getting as a company. There's a dashboard built in where you're able to log into one centralized place, see all your reviews from across the web, and be able to respond right within the system if you wanted to. So you can respond to that negative Yelp review or say thank you to that lady that just said something nice about you on Angie's List. You'll be able to report on a consistent basis and see where we started this reputation monitoring process. How many reviews did you have at the time? Maybe we had 10 or 15. If we were doing this on a consistent basis, we are consistently thanking your customers and asking them for reviews after every service call. The idea is to get more and more reviews from every one of your happy and satisfied customers. This will give us the ability to really check that out and see how that number is increasing over time. So the next piece of the puzzle, of course, is now we have to build authority for your website, for your domain. We talked about optimizing the website, getting the right content on the website, claiming and optimizing the Google Maps listings, and building your authority in terms of citations and online reviews. So the next step is you've got to have inbound links. Links are just other websites pointing back to your website. This is a constantly changing puzzle. Google's algorithm is constantly changing, and every day typically they make some kind of a tweak to it, and it just really changes from day to day. It's really something you have to stay on top of in order to stay up with what the Google algorithm is actually wanting from your website. It used to be about having more links than the competition, and so if your website had 762 links from various sources, whether it was in India or China or actually authentic quality links, it didn't matter. Google would see that and say, this must be an authoritative company, and give you strong rankings just based on the number of links you have. Well, the latest changes in the Google algorithm, it is now penalizing spam links. And so if you've got links from websites that are not home service specific sites, they are not specific to your area, those links would actually probably wind up hurting you as opposed to helping you in terms of your online rankings. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's he who has the most quality inbound links who wins. And part of our process, once we get started, if you've already been doing internet marketing, if you've got an SEO strategy that maybe worked well but isn't working so well now, is to find out why. Do you have bad links? If so, our team is going to go in and figure out what's working well and what's maybe not working so well. Identify the negative links and put some processes in place to get them removed, to get you back to where you want to be. If you are just getting started, or if you're really just needing to build that authority, we're going to be building quality, relevant, inbound links on a consistent basis. There are a lot of other things that we can do as an organization to build links. There are directories and associations that you belong to. There are your social media profiles. We're going to look for quality, relevant, inbound links, and our team is going to build those so they get pointed back to your website, which ultimately is going to move not just your homepage up in the rankings, but your basement or kitchen remodeling pages or your room addition pages, and also the subsidy pages on that website as well. One of the key things we do is to really get quality inbound links is what we call competitive link acquisition. These items here are what we call like the low-hanging fruit that pretty much anybody can go in and say, I'm going to add myself to the association website, to the Chamber of Commerce website, and those are obvious, and we definitely want to take advantage of those. But kind of a ninja strategy is start to look at the companies that rank really well in your market. So if we typed in your city plus remodeler or your city plus kitchen remodeling, there's going to be certain companies that are ranking at the very top of the search engines, and they're ranking there because they've got a good website, they've got quality content and relevant links and citations. So there are tools that we can use that will tell us that company what number are they? Are they in the number one spot? What links do they have pointing back to their website? Maybe he's in the number one spot because he has lots of good quality inbound links. What we will also be able to now develop is a list of all the links pointing back to that guy's site that's in the first spot on Google's page 1, or the second spot and the third spot. And our team will systematically map those links and say which of these links aren't currently pointed to your website, and how can we get those same or similar links pointed back to your website. It's a manual process, it's a slow process, but it's the right way to do it. When we do that consistently, creating good content, driving quality and relevant inbound links, getting online reviews consistently from your customers, that is how we are able to get you in a dominant position for the contracting and remodeling related services in your area. If you haven't already looked at some of our examples and case studies, I really encourage you to look, because anyone can talk a big game about internet marketing and search engine optimization, but what you want to do is you want to find a company that you can show you real world examples and case study proof of other contracting and remodeling companies that they work with, and can show you, okay, here's your website. If we go to Google and type in the keywords and their city, this is where they rank. That is exactly what we show you in our examples and case studies that are on our website. The other piece of the puzzle for establishing a great online presence is content. Once the website is up and structured correctly and you've got some quality inbound links coming in and you've got a reputation management process in place, you still have to be updating your website on a consistent basis. Google is an information seeking mechanism, and the companies and websites that have good, relevant content being posted on a consistent basis are the ones that are going to win the online marketing and search engine optimization war. Part of our service is we're going to become your content development team. We have writers on staff that are going to think about the relevant things we can write for your company. What to do when looking for a bathroom remodeling company. Why you might want to consider a full kitchen remodel versus simply refinishing your cabinets. And on a weekly basis, we are going to update the blog on your website. We're going to write the content, post it, and we're going to post it so that your website gets the proper authority and ultimately wins that online marketing battle. They used to always say content is king, and that still holds true today. So make sure that you have a consistent content strategy in place for your website and for helping you build that authority. The power of social media cannot be ignored. So another option we always like to implement for our clients is leveraging social media. Obviously, social media is very popular right now. There's Facebook, Twitter, Google+, which is going to be going away. And the trends are just very strong for social media in all aspects. There are literally millions and millions of users on these different social media platforms. But often when I talk about social media with my remodeling and general contracting prospects and clients, I get a blank stare and they say, how in the world does social media apply to me as a remodeling business owner? How is it going to help me get more calls? How is it going to help me grow my business? And the way I like to frame it is, what is your number one source of business right now? If you just stop and think for a moment, you're probably going to come to the realization that your number one source of business is repeat and referral business. The customers that have used you in the past are using you again perhaps, and the customers that love you are referring you to their friends and colleagues. Any remodeling or contracting business should be based on that foundation. And so, really, social media gives you the opportunity to tap into that repeat and referral business and take it to a whole new level. The reason I say that is, on Facebook, there are 1.6 billion users, and the average Facebook customer has 135 friends and is checking in between 6 and 9 times per day. If we can get a process in place to get you real customers in your real service areas that are using Facebook to press the like button, by virtue of them pressing the like, they've given you exposure to their 135 friends because they press the like and their friends see that they've liked you. And that's going to give you the exposure to all those people as well in your service area that are in their sphere of influence. Again, because they've pressed like, they have given you permission to remain top of mind. They're checking in between 6 and 9 times per day. And so if you are systematically putting out relevant updates on your Facebook profile that aren't obnoxious, but just hope to remain top of mind with those people, they're going to see you each and every time they log into their Facebook page. We found this to be a powerful strategy for driving more repeat and referral business. Within social media, what we're going to do for your team is we're going to manage that social media process for you. We're going to make sure that you're properly set up on Facebook or Twitter or Google Plus or LinkedIn and YouTube, and you've got profiles set up for all those accounts. And our team is going to post updates on those social channels on your behalf on a daily or perhaps weekly basis. You will know that there are some relevant content being posted consistently, and then we're going to be listening to the social profiles. And so if somebody says something about you, if they post a comment or a question, our team, your team, is going to be listening to that and engaging with your customers so that you know you have an active and vibrant social media strategy that's working and in place for you. Now, as you start to look at the overall online marketing plan that we're going to be implementing for you, you have to make sure that you have the right tracking mechanisms in place to track, measure, and quantify, because ultimately it's about return on investment. It's not about ranking number one. It's not about having the best content on your website. It's really about getting more calls, more revenue, and more profitability in your business. There are 3 core tracking mechanisms that we're going to be putting in place to help you really track, measure, and quantify as a result of our services. The first is what we call Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a piece of code we're going to put on your website that gives us the ability to see how many people have came to your website. What did they type in to get there? How long did they stay on your website? But the key thing we're looking at from Google Analytics is the number of people that are getting to your website. Is it increasing on an ongoing basis? And so that's a very critical piece to the equation. We're doing all this stuff, and we're doing it right so that that number should be increasing and rising over time. The second key thing we put in place is called the Keyword Tracking Report. We're going to develop a list of about 100 keywords that we think are really relevant in your area. So remodeler, remodeling, kitchen remodeling, room additions, general contractor, bathroom remodeling, basement finishing, just on and on. Just the relevant, high value, high target keywords that you want to be focusing on. And so what this report will do is it will tell us exactly where you rank on Google, Yahoo, and Bing for each and every one of those keywords. The report will be updated on a monthly basis as well, and you will be able to see, for your City Plus remodeler, you're in the 5th or the 7th position, and if we're doing our job, and as you see that report over time, you will see your numbers go from maybe non-existent to maybe page 3 of Google, to page 2 of Google, and ultimately to page 1 of Google. That's what we're all about, helping you to move your rankings up so that you get more visitors and more calls and ultimately more revenue for your business. Now, the third critical tracking mechanism we like to put in place is call tracking, and it's really just a function of setting up a unique call tracking number that we put on your website and your online profiles so that when someone picks up the phone and calls your office, it rings to your office just like it always does, but now we have the ability to gauge how many calls are coming in as a direct result of this effort and be able to play back recordings of those conversations and help you quantify down to the call level what your true return on investment really is. And so that's our process. We want to make sure we put all of the right strategies in place. Set up your website, optimize it for the search engines, create all the right pages and city pages, do the link building, claim the online directories, set up your online citations, put a process in place to help you get online reviews on a consistent basis, as well as manage your blog, manage your social media profiles, and put some tracking and measurement in place so that we can really quantify your true return on investment. From there, it's all about ongoing strategic planning, and our team, account managers, and content developers that are here to serve you. And it's not a one-time setup and be done with all these types of things. We're going to be having ongoing conversations through monthly meetings to recap what we've accomplished, where we are going, and what's next. I will tell you, we only work with one company in each major market, and our services are on a first-come, first-served basis. The reason we do it this way is we really feel it will be a conflict of interest to come to a business relationship with you in your market and then go to 4 or 5 of your competitors and offer to do the same for them. We don't do business like that. And so I'm going to encourage you, if you feel like this is a good fit for you and you feel like it will be a benefit to have our team and our strategy implemented on your behalf to help you grow your business and take your company to the next level, I'd encourage you to call us right away. You can reach us at 855-235-9140 or visit us online at www.homeremodeler.seo.com. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to helping you take your company to the next level by getting your internet marketing right.